Hello again and welcome back. Yes, exponentials and logarithms. Um, so here's a question. Solve the equation 2e to the 3x minus 11e to the 2x plus 12e to the x is equal to 0, giving answer to three significant figures where appropriate, and for 5 marks. So let's do the math. Now it's important from the question to identify that this is actually e to the x because we want it in the form of e to the x. If it's one thing that you should have noted from the previous two questions answered, there's a procedural element here. We try to get the base the same, of course, and we want it all to be e to the x. This is e to the x cubed, and this is e to the x squared, and of course this one is just e to the x. So, bearing that in mind, I can rewrite everything so that it's in base form. So I've got 2e to the x, that's the base, and of course that's to the power of 3, minus 11 e to the x, and squared, and plus 12e to the x. Now, and that's all equal to 0. Now, the clever thing to do here is to reduce all the powers by 1. Why? Because that way we can factorize, because we can let y equal e to the x, and then we can solve and find out what the value of y is, and then substitute it back in. So, of course, e to the x 3 to the power of 3, I make it e to the x to the power of 2, and this just becomes e to the x, and this is to the 0, and that will just give me 12. So I will end up with, well, now I'm going to say let y equal the base, which is e to the power of x. If that's the case, I'm going to end up with 2y squared minus 11y and plus 12. Plus 12 equals 0. Factors of 12, 4 and 3 looks like it will work nicely. So I will have 2y minus 3. I'll have 2y minus 3 and y minus 4. Y minus 4. Let's just check. That'll give me 2y squared. That'll give me minus 8y minus 3y minus 11y minus 3 times minus 4. That will give me plus 12. So that works nicely. I'm happy with that. So we can move on. And we're scoring marks. Should be called Mark Hunters are. I'm a Mark Hunter, looking for marks. So we've got 2y minus 3, so equals 0. So that means y will be equal to 3 over 2, and y is equal to 4. Now, if that's the case, again, going back to the previous examples, the procedural elements are the same. That's given me e to the x then is equal to either 3 over 2, e to the x is equal to 3 over 2, and e to the x is equal to 4. And that means x must be equal to the log of 3 over 2, natural log of 3 over 2, and the natural log of 4. Log of 4, and of course you go to your calculator and you type that in. Whoops, it's all in real time. You type that in, or you input that in, and you should end up with x is equal to 1.39 and 0. I think 405 I got here. Yeah, 0.41. 0.41, 0.41. The next is 0.5, 0.41. Let's be consistent. Okay, and that's it for 5 marks.